What's going on, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today I get to announce two brand new Marvel Omnis coming out in early 2023. So, join me. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us advance notice of these two new Omnis coming out early in 2023. So, before going any further, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, share the videos. Please, all of that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. And to those of you that have shared our videos, thank you all so much. That means the world to us here. Keep away from the comment section if you want to be surprised. After watching the video, by all means, leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think of the mapping, the covers, and of course the announcements. Now, the first book I'm going to announce gives me a lot of hope for future continuing volumes of series that people tend to think that Marvel has forgotten about. And I hope it opens up the floodgates for more and more Silver Age or Bronze Age continuing Omnis. So this is a continuation of not a Volume 1 or a Volume 2, but a Volume 3. And I am talking about the Mighty Thor Omnibus Volume 4 coming out early in 2023. I'm so happy that this book is back. I know a lot of people have been asking me about it. What are the chances of it happening? Well, the chances are great. So let's take a look at the standard edition cover first. The standard edition cover here is supplied by Gil Kane, who was one of the artists on the book at the time. Now, let's take a look at the content. As always, I'll put the content down here somewhere. This collects Thor 195 to 228 and material from Marvel Treasury Edition number 3. So, some of this stuff, actually, some of it has been collected in Epic format before. And, of course, it's been collected in Marvel Masterworks format. I believe this takes us all the way to Marvel Masterworks number 13, if I'm not mistaken. But let's take a look at the direct market cover and then talk about some of the artists and creators that worked on the book. So here is your direct market cover by John Buscema. Big John Buscema, of course, was one of the big artists on the book at the time. But you also had the work of his brother, Sal Buscema, Rich Buckler, Kelly Jones, Michael Golden, Kerry Gamble, Keith Pollard, just to name a few of the artists that worked on this book. And then, of course, you had the writings of Jerry Conway and Len Wein, supplying most of the stories in this particular era. I know some of it has been collected in Epic format, Into the Dark Nebula, I think is what it was. But this all kicks off with Odin just sending Thor and the Warriors 3, so you have Hogan and Volstagg and Fandral on a quest to find the Twilight Well. Meanwhile, I know that Sif was sent to the Black World, and then of course Loki exiled in some planet that also happens to have the Mangog. So yeah, there's some great artwork in here by Big John Buscema, and if you've seen his other work, you know how much he loves the fantasy stuff. As much as you go back and think like, oh, he didn't really like drawing superheroes, he was great at it. And this stuff has a lot of fantasy elements in there. But those are your two covers and Mighty Thor, so you can add it to your library. I hope they also think about reprinting Volume 2. So I know that one has been out of print for a long time now, and a lot of people need it. But we just had a Volume 1 come back to print, and now we're having a Volume 4, so, you know, that's chances of Volume 2 coming back to print are pretty high. Now, let's talk about the next book. Now, the next book is one that a lot of people in the comment sections have been talking about. Whenever I announce something, this book gets brought up, and it was brought up by me, too, a few times during my Saturday streams, how much I'd love to see this book. But the biggest question was always, which version of this character was going to be omnified first? Were they going to go with the classic character or the legacy character? Because, I mean, rumors were that there was going to be a movie or the character was going to be appearing in one of the MCU movies. But I guess it doesn't matter that rumors or not. We are getting an omnibus finally, and that's what matters. And what matters is Nova Richard Rider Omnibus coming out early next year. My dude, the man called Nova is finally coming out in omnibus format. Let's take a look at the standard edition cover. This is the main cover right here by John Buscema. And he was one of the artists on the book. Of course, he drew that classic issue #1, the cover there. But let's talk about the content. So the content I'll be putting down here again. Collecting Nova 1 through 25, Amazing Spider-Man 171, Fantastic Four #12, Defenders 62 to 64, Marvel 2-in-1 Annual #3, Fantastic Four 204 to 206, 208 to 214, Marvel 2-in-1 #91, Thing #34, and material from What If #36. So if you're keeping tabs, this is everything that has been collected, and a little bit more in the classics. There were a series of, I think there were 3 trade paperbacks called the Nova Classics Volumes 1, 2, and 3. Only thing missing really is a certain night, but what are you gonna do? Now, let's take a look at that direct market cover. So this direct market cover here is drawn by Keith Pollard, and it is from the final issue, issue 25. And I think that's my biggest problem with this book, is which cover do I want? I guess that's a good problem to have, because I love this era of Nova. The reason I got into this book was because, of course, he appeared in New Warriors. But then, you know, it just blew me away, the stories that they were telling. It was like Marv Wolfman, who was this series writer, wanted to capture that wonderful feeling of Stan Lee and Steve Ditko's Spider-Man for a brand new era. So this is 1976. The series lasted, I think, all the way to 78, 79. But the issue did get canceled with 25, so it rolled over into the Fantastic Four. And that's where a lot of the dangling plot lines got solved. So in here, you're going to meet some characters besides Richard Rider Nova there. You're going to have Condor, Powerhouse, Diamond Head, Zor, the Corruptor, Mega Man. My daughter would love that. But yeah, this is the classic Nova back in omnibus format. Those classic trade paperbacks have been out of print for a number of years, so I'm glad it's back and in this format. Gives me a lot of hope for other series that were collected back then. And another one that I kept getting asked about, it seems like the books that I've been getting asked about have been coming true in 2023, like things like Warlock or the classic Captain Marvel, and now Nova Richard Rider Omnibus. So in the comments, please let me know what you think of the books, the mapping, the covers, which cover you're going to pick up. Don't forget to pre-order as soon as pre-orders are available. Thank you again to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us information about these 2 classic lines coming out in omnibus format. This was the Uncanny Omar signing off. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. We got Nova, baby! Yeah!